after players are 6, and I don't think he grabs the games by the balls. I mean, Company said he's the next Yaya Toure. Go over to Burnley and do a madness over there. Vieira needs a big preseason and some mass gainer, I can't lie. Tini over Zinchenko. I love his passion, but feel Tini is the better player. If necessary, play them both. Physical presence combined with already existing technical talent, and we can win it all. Newcastle City, for example, has that presence. We need to improve on that. Yeah, statistically, it's less than 1% of youth that make it as a first team. I was shocked when I heard that. It's the reality, man. I like you. You speak facts. You know much about football. I don't know about that, but I hope so. Are you live streaming some Football Manager later? Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. You can catch the rerun on Twitch, and they will be out on YouTube soon. But yeah, not today. State-owned clubs hold that. If there was a possibility to bring Kane in our squad, that would be massive, of course, but I can't see that. I don't get this Tierney hype. There's been plenty of times he has cost us goals with poor judgment. I mean, I'm a fan of Tierney and Zinchenko. I think there's games we need Tierney, and I'm more than happy to see Zinchenko play. I mean, we just read Arteta's comments. I think we're all glad. Question to everyone: is Rice and potentially Lavia actually an upgrade on Partey and Xhaka? Difficult one for me. I don't think it's an upgrade, if I'm honest, based on the pairings. Rice is an upgrade on any of the midfielders, but yeah, and I'd love to see us deliver. We should look back into the Caicedo deal. That deal is being stalled for a reason. He's waiting. Maybe just, it's the calm before the storm. There are no more lucrative deals, apprenticeships, scholars, or fixed fees. No, they're not. I still think we should go for Milinkovic-Savic. And again, it's all about actually what he's going to get on that first pro deal as well, really. And it all depends on sell-on clauses. And these clubs will buy your dad a house and things like, I'm talking too tough. Big up Daniel. Lokonga is just crap. We can't win the league or Champions League with him as backup. Milinkovic-Savic is a good player, but I think the illusion is better than the reality. He's great, but I think people gas it a lot. Big up DG, Chouameni on loan. Excuse my pronouns. Would love it, but I can't see it happening. Paul Torres to Villa. Emre's doing our madness. I still think we need a world-class striker. If we're able to do that, well in. Away kit looks good to me. I like the creativity. I don't. It looks like there's too much going on. West Ham really have no more leverage in the deal for Rice. Have to compromise. What they're going to do, tell Rice he can't go because of terms. They're probably just hashing out the makeup of the deal in terms of the structure. And then he's our man in it, really and truly. They've played a good game. They've got 105 million for a player with a year left. It's crazy. Nan said the people channel from the people, for the people should be called people. You're crazy, man. Thoughts on Odegaard playing Xhaka's role? I've been saying I'm waiting to see Odegaard play that 8 role. I know these people aren't watching Lazio. Why are you in the locker room, bro? Just waiting for Declan Rice to have his his medical. I want a modern, bold version of the 2010 away kit. I want us to remake. Could you imagine? You see the 04 kit with the away shirt with the. I know we've kind of done a remake of it, the yellow and blue. I'd love to see it kind of like this. That kit, for obvious reasons, as a 28-year-old. That kit's got a lot of fun memories for myself, people. Yo, DG, do you feel Arsenal should have attempted to sign Maddison as the price he went for is decent? However, we do have Fabio Vieira, who should be more influential in his second season. I'd love Maddison, but I just think 65 million for Havertz was never going to go do that. Odegaard at 8, Havertz at 10, and have them interchangeable. When you deep it actually to Tierney's overrated. Nah, is anything you slept on? Hella players are overrated, really. Within this football club. I think there's a certain Belgian winger who's one of them, even though I rock with him heavy. Still think we need a speed demon on the wing. Hopefully we can get the RB. I don't know about sus Chels. You know damn well you don't get girls, but pause on everything. I want to see him do his medical, and then obviously man, I do the handshakes and that. I know you're kidding. I ain't kidding though. You ain't seen pussy in your life now. It's all fun and games, man. You come for me, you go low, I go lower. Pause. Anyways, it's all banter and entertainment, man. Should make a modern copy of the double winning kit, Charlie George style, best days of my life. Big up Inner Circle, veteran, way before my time. But it would be lovely. Would be lovely to see, man. If Vieira has to stay, then he should only come on when we're ahead by 3 goals. Otherwise, I feel he's a liability. If he starts, it's like playing with 10 men. Harsh. I mean, who wouldn't want Harry Kane? I don't think unless you got Haaland, which City, rightly so. If I was a City fan, I'd be greedy. I don't think there's a single fan in Europe who wouldn't take Harry Kane. But it's not going to be the Sol Campbell settings, is it? Like, I'd love for it to happen. It's gone. And in fact, I would say return home. Harry Kane, because he was once an Arsenal academy player. Funny how life works, isn't it, really? And it just shows fundamentally football is just ultimately a crazy game of opinions. I can't believe Paul Torres has signed for Aston Villa. A year ago, he rejected Spurs, though, so big him up. Shout out Kendall, who's also a Newcastle fan. I only mentioned that because actually at 2 p.m, people, big up you lot, a video that we shot yesterday where we spoke about Declan Rice, Tonali, Maddison, and football in general, as well as Saudi Arabia, and that will be out at 2 p.m. So make sure you have a butchers of that and smash the like button on such. Kai and Deck could be enough depending on any outgoings. How can we go from the best kit ever to in the black to that away shirt this season? It's disgusting. Maybe should have held off on the pink one for this season and made that the away kit. Barella would be good, but I can't see it. Arteta do need to be given some love for what they've done so far. I agree. I like him, bro, but he's hella basic. Yeah, sometimes you just need an organic man, really. You know, I wish I could combine the two of them where you wish that Tierney could be switched on. No, Tierney could have a bit more glee and a bit more prestige in an attacking sense and a lot less one-dimensional. And you also wish that you could give Zinchenko Tierney's switched onness defensively. I like the both of them. If Tierney leaves, fair enough, do your thing. I think we need a left back. I know Tomiyasu and Kyrgios can go over there, but we need an out-and-out left back. Hey, you're moving mad. I'm just happy we're getting signings over the line. Kroenke is putting his money where his mouth is. I hear that. DG, you think we'll offer 85 to 90, we'll get Kane done? Maybe he's abroad, but not to Arsenal. What's all this Kane talk? Have I missed the memo? Tchouaméni to Arsenal is unrealistic at the moment, but Timber, hope it gets done. I hear that. I honestly don't think Xhaka is going. I'd love to hold on to Xhaka and Partey for a year. I like Partey, but I always felt he should have done better many times this season. Bring Lavia or Caicedo. If you combine Tierney and Zinni, you'd have the best left back in the country. Caicedo is a mercenary, doesn't care, will go to, he pays him more. And to be fair with you, I can't blame him, bro. Can you blame him? Yeah, you don't really want, like, my man comes respectfully, Ecuador, he said he got 10 siblings, bro. Football's just a game that can provide him a way out of poverty and to never see that again. I can't blame a man for wanting to care about peace. You know, Arsenal rattled him, Chelsea probably rattled him, Liverpool have probably rattled him, United, I can't begrudge him. You know, football's a job at the end of the day. If you can offer him money and Champions League and all these things, bro, football's a job, do your thing. I don't know what that done's on, but fair enough. Mal, you calm down a bit, man. 3 defenders or 4 defenders, not sure what that means. Are you talking about a back 3 or a back 4? I'm not sure. But I'd prefer to play a back 4. I think a back 3 could be utilized in certain games on occasion. But yeah, I wouldn't actually go with that anyways at this moment in time. But yeah, it is what it is. If I'm really honest with you. So we'll have to see. I agree, DG. We need to keep Xhaka and Partey for one more year. Or at least both of them. Because for me, we're going in the Champions League, bro. If we sign Caicedo, I'll fuck with Caicedo, pardon my language. You played 40-odd times for Brighton. You played Champions League before? Obviously, Declan Rice has a lot of transferable experience. He might have actually played in Europe before for West Ham, but he just won a European competition, played over 200 times for West Ham, over 100 times in the Prem, played at a couple of tournaments for England, if I'm not mistaken. There's a wealth of experience there, but he's not rocked up in the Champions League. He's respectfully to West Ham. They've not dealt with the expectations that this football club has to deal with. They won more games in Europe in winning that cup than they won in the Prem. Fans, if they wouldn't, you know what? I'm happy for David Moyes. It was lovely to see him and his dad the moment David Moyes got something to him, to his name. He would have probably not been in a job if they didn't win that, Obviously, I like Lavia 20-odd times in the league. These are inexperienced dons, and they're learning on the job. I'm not saying they can't do a job, but we're going into the Champions League. When has Declan Rice, Caicedo, and Lavia dealt with fighting for a league title? And I'm not saying that to criticize him, because I think out of the names I've said, Declan Rice is the most equipped. I'm just saying why I think we need to hold on to a Xhaka or a Partey. I think letting them both go would be suicide. Forgive me. If I'm honest, keep Partey and Xhaka for one more year, win the Premier League, FA Cup or Champions League and build from that. And I think what we've got to do is, for example, if Xhaka and Partey started as the first choice pivot, right, this season, let's just say the season starts now, and they're the first choice pivot. By May, you want them to become rotation options, just naturally demoting guys, if that makes sense. Kind of because the system went to a next level, you kind of saw Tini and Tomiyasu, I won't quite say become obsolete, but, well, more so in Tini's case, but become obsolete, really. I don't think sometimes we need to make first team regular squad players, because as much as it's about raising the levels, when there's injuries or fatigue or suspensions, it's about the level not dropping. Now, I don't rate Rob Holding. I like him, big him up for the FA Cup and all of these things. But, and I don't think I think I said it before and I'll say it again. I think there was evident shortcomings with Rob Holding. I think Arteta should have known what was going to happen, and we should have never got into that situation to rely on Holding. I do believe when he did play, he might have made mistakes, but he weren't as bad as people made out. I do believe whatever you feel about Rob Holding, we should have won those games or could have done a lot better. I definitely think against City, while again, you know what's going to happen against Haaland, he weren't the worst on the pitch. Unfortunately, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Now, Holding's probably the best of examples, because you either drop the line and don't play this high line and invite pressure, or you try and continue the high line. He gets in a foot race. He ain't got the athleticism at this level. He's in trouble. You know, Tini's an out-and-out left back, an organic left back of sorts. If you want, I like the fact that, you know, you want him to learn and develop and play new roles. But, you know, it's like asking a fish to climb a tree, really. The man's an organic left back. In the same way Zinchenko can improve defensively, he's never going to be a great defender per se. It's not him. He's actually probably not even a fullback. It's a byproduct of him just finding a role for himself, similar to Delph. So there are games where you want to see us find a way to mitigate against this, because as I said at the start, while I like the system that Arteta's got and the individual roles and how they tie in collectively, anytime a system is reliant on one person, there's an issue. And again, if they can't raise us a level, just make sure we don't drop a level, which if Partey and Xhaka are inferior bench players, there's a certain sort of level. Tomiyasu, there's a level. Tini, there's a level. You know, I'm probably forcing it, but to be fair to Eddie and Nketiah, based on how you performed when Jesus weren't there, it was nothing to write home about per se, but there was a certain sort of level. So it all depends really and truly how you kind of look at it, essentially. So yeah, it's all about trophies, man. We spent peace. I'm with you, DG. Keep Xhaka and Partey. If one goes, we'll need another body. Fair enough. So, I just messed up my timestamps, people. 1 second. I might cut up this last segment we've been speaking, because I think you lot's questions have been, and talking points have been amazing, getting the creative juices flowing. Keep Xhaka and Partey. Let's call it that. I wish we sold Holding and kept Mavropanos. Nah, Mavropanos was media as well, blood. Take the peas, keep it moving. Appreciate you, Richard. Hi, Deluded Guna. How are you? Also, how is your family and friends? They're all great, man. You're intelligent, hardworking, quick IQ. I ain't no billionaire. I wish, Richard. I wish. One day, man. One day. I wish, man. Nice praise.